Here we are. I'm talking to Ralph Nader and Sandy Duncan, and Bobby Fischer will be joining us. Are you one of those people who... medical problems are so interesting to everybody. Obviously, all the medical shows are successes and all. Yeah. Did you put off, when you thought you had a problem in your eye, did you keep putting it off? Are you that kind?
No.
I'll see about this when I get some time?
Uh-uh.
You go right for the...
Immediately.
Yeah.
And it took them 6 months to find it.
6 months?
6 months.
Why? If you...
Well, it felt like Vaseline over my eye. Really and truly, anytime you think anything's wrong, you should just go. Because I went, and they put me all through kinds of tests and things, and I was on cortisone injections every day while I was shooting the series.
Yeah.
Very sick. It's kind of a yuck story because I didn't feel good at all. And finally they found it, but it was after a lot of testing and everything, you know.
You just rocked back in the chair. You're very free and uninhibited.
I am, yes.
Yeah. What are you likely to do next?
I don't know.
Do you have any kind of accent? I can usually spot accents, and I would not... I guess I'd think you were somewhat, maybe
I have
a
a
little bit
good
southern.
story for you on that.
Oh, you want? Can I hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, tell
Here
it.
Well, I'm from Texas, and
Boy, Texas is really slipping. Only 4 people?
no, and I had this real East Texas accent. If I want to use it, you can hear it sort of now. And I talk to my parents, and it comes back. Well, in this film that I did, I had to use a Southern accent. Well, in a few reviews, they have referred to my phony Dixie accent, which I think is incredible. Some guy from Nebraska is commenting on my Southern accent, right? And I fought years to lose it. Does that tell you something about critics?
Guy from where?
Oh, you're from Nebraska.
Can you come back sometime? Yeah, could you make that Kansas?
Yes. New York, I don't know.
Isn't that funny that
It
you would
is
pick
funny.
Nebraska and I'm from there?
I know.
But there are Southern accents that people have never heard of. You know, you think there's one Southern accent.
There's not.
And there are hundreds of them.
And hundreds, and
there
mine
are
is
probably
20.
20 Mississippian accents,
Sure.
let alone
Sure.
the whole South.
Sure.
Yeah.
Isn't that
So
interesting?
you're yeah, it is. Did you drop a note to that critic and say, you just nodded off?
But
for a
I
second?
intend to.
Yeah, I would. Find out where he's
It's
from.
insulting. I mean, they could say anything. They could say she's just this, she's that, but to say that I have a phony Dixie accent is not true.
Makes you lose faith in the critics.
It does.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you don't think East Texas is Dixie, do you?
I think,
That's right. Pick on her state. No, is East Texas? Do you think of that as Dixie? It's below the. Is it below the Mason-Dixon line?
Oh,
Sure, it has to
sure.
be.
Oh,
how
my
could
gosh,
it be in
yes.
Texas and not be? Oh, gee. Yes, I was wonderful in geography.
See, he's right.
A little
Well,
too
he's
far
making-
west.
Right.
A little too far
You think of
west.
Texas? I think of it as a western state, not a southern state.
A lot of Texans don't like to be considered part of Dixie.
Yeah.
I'm from East Texas.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. Do you say? Do you think yourself as a southern? Hello. Hi.
Are we having a good time, Dick?
I'm having a very good time. I know it's hard for me to show it because I'm very shy around girls.
I know.
No, I'm not.
I know.
You're really weird. In a nice way. In a nice way. Is your family appalled that you're in the wicked showbiz?
Oh, heavens, no.
No.
My father.
No?
My father owns a gas station.
Yeah.
And he is the best gas station owner in the world. I mean, he loves it and takes great pride in it.
He's number one.
Number one.
Yeah.
And he tries to get into every show I do. I don't know what his story is exactly.
Is that the guy we had to throw out?
Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah.
He really, I guess that's where I get he's very gregarious and everything. And my mom's very shy and kind of quiet and paints and does things creative. But my father, you're talking about blue-collar workers, etc. He takes great pride in his work, and I think that's wonderful, you
Sure.
know?
Yeah.
Where
But
did that come from?
Well, I asked you if they were appalled that you're being in the. Do they think of it as a wicked business that you've
Heavens,
sort of gone
no.
off
No,
into
no,
the.
no, no.
Vanished into
No.
the world of Jean Harlow and all of that?
No, because I haven't.
Yeah. You're still folks, in other
I'm
words.
folks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too.
Me too.
Do they ever read things about you and say, oh,
Yes,
I don't know
oh,
if that's...
yes. And recently, because of this illness and everything, and all the, the movie magazines, you just got to disregard those, by the way, because they're not true. And I'll say this for all performers. I mean, the most incredible things. I'm seeing a psychiatrist 3 times a week now. That's news to me. And my mother has had in-depth interviews with all the fan magazine writers.
That's
it's
not
just
true
a lot
either.
of junk.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Do you
I
get
mean,
that?
yeah. Oh, I love it. I love when they write about
The
me.
whole article's fabricated. The whole article's
From beginning to
fabricated.
end.
They say interview with so-and-so, and
And
they
they've
never
never
came close
spoken
to
to
it.
you.
Really.
One of them said about me, Dick doesn't remember an interview we had 2 years ago, and then they based a whole bunch of crap on this
Right.
thing that I, what do they say in East Texas?
Junk.
What else? Never mind. This was an article about how I hate Johnny Carson.
I know. and
Dick
you-
hates Johnny
Oh.
Carson, and there were these 2 pictures of us taken at some dinner or something, and then they talked about how we didn't speak to each other
I
through the
know.
whole dinner.
I
We
know.
it was about all we did do, and then it said a whole lot of quotes about that I had given that I had forgotten,
Yeah.
about how he never spoke to anybody, and all of it just from beginning to end, out of whole cloth,
Yes.
made up.
Yes.
How much of it was on the button?
Huh? How much of it was true?
Yeah.
I doubt if there. Well, the fact that I worked for him was true, and but I mean the rest of it. Why they do that? I don't know. How did they get away with that, Ralph?
Well, actually, it's a tremendously interesting constitutional law issue, because what happens is that many of these magazines completely fabricate stories from A to Z. For example, the stories on Jacqueline Onassis and all
Oh,
of it,
yeah.
just complete fabrications. And if a lawyer, for example, tries to get a hold of the magazine's owners, and he finds that their office is in some little room on Lower Madison Avenue or something, and the corporation is a shell, and there are no assets, and if enough legal heat gets put on, they just collapse and create another corporation. So they basically are completely beyond the law, completely beyond libel laws, slander laws, all kinds of things that we think the law can reach. Cannot be reached, and it's largely through the shell corporation type situation. I know a lot of movie stars at one time were very concerned about the seriousness of all this, because there are millions of Americans that really think it's true.
I know.
And
I know they swear by it because they say they couldn't print it or if it weren't true.
Exactly.
Whereas the fact is it's not true,
It's
and they
not
print
true.
it. Yeah.
But you just want to, you really don't want to dignify it by suing until I suppose they get really rough or something. Because I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't. It's what you just ignore it and laugh and have a.
see, there basically is nothing to sue. I mean,
Yeah, but why? Because they put quotation marks around something you've said, but you have not said.
but you just can't reach anybody. I mean, you can sue the corporation. The corporation turns out to be a shell corporation with a little one-room office, and then so you sue it, and you hit it for all it's worth, but it isn't worth anything.
Mr. Nader, I want you to work on this. No, I do. This business.
Say, I've got a good idea. Let's save up our money and hire him.
Hire him. You and I.
That's right. Why have you turned me into Stan Laurel all of a sudden? That's interesting.